When Sarah Jessica Parker came to Dubai, she wore 5 of our outfits.
If you were to take away a woman's insecurity, half of the industry would collapse.
I'm not a therapist and I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm definitely not a coach.
Rejection was really difficult for me.
If you remove fear and you dream big and it sounds ridiculous, it happens.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Coffee Club, the coffee date you do not cancel. On today's episode, we have an incredible guest with us. She has changed the way that women feel about fashion. She has been featured in Vogue, Forbes, Harper's Bazaar, all of the publications that you can think of under the sun, and her story is so amazing. I can't wait for you to hear it. Welcome to the podcast, Dima Ayad.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for the intro.
I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about all things Coffee Club.
First of all, for those of you who are not watching, Dima, I am in love with your top.
Oh, thank you.
It is beautiful. She is wearing this silky, drapey, what colour would I call this?
Camel.
Camel, perfect. I was going to say it's gold, but not gold.
Yeah,
It's
I'm always
stunning.
swaying towards gold by default.
I absolutely love it. Yes, because you're really into metallics, I heard.
I kind of am.
Yeah,
Just
and
a
it goes
little
with
bit.
your skin tone and everything. You look
Guys, I need to come on Coffee Club every day if this is how it's going to start.
What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing Dima Ayad, actually. It's a Dima Ayad top. We have different colors in it.
Okay.
And it just reflects the mood.
I love it.
You know, serene, calm,
Mellow.
you know, let's see how things go kind of a vibe.
I seen a collection of yours similar to this, but slightly different on Unas, and it has the feathering details.
Correct. That's exactly it, just without feathers.
Stunning. And so there's trousers to match, right?
There is. I just felt it was a bit much, so I like
Okay.
to break it with, like, you know, a neutral, like a black or
Okay.
a beige.
Yeah, but I love that because I am honestly, hands down, a co-ord queen because it's quick. I
Yeah.
look put together and my outfit's ready. I'm like in and out of the house all the time. And when I seen the sets, I ordered quite a few of them. You had a really nice, it was like a royal blue. You need to see it, honestly.
She's like, look at this. She'll send me links to everything, Dima Ayad. I was like, wow, I love it. We need it. You know what? This summer, me and you.
You need to see the new collection.
Me
It's
and
I have to
amazing.
agree. I have to agree. Summer will be fun in Dima Ayad.
It's beautiful. And
Thank
what I
you.
love, it's also very timeless.
Yes. And that's another thing. My stuff are very much carry-on based. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I created a carry-on or collaborated, because I always think of women who travel for a weekend for a wedding, and what are they going to put in the bag, and will everything fit in the bag?
So true.
And so one side will be the clothes, and then the other side can be your shoes and makeup, and, you know, job done.
I love that.
Well, I'm ready.
Yeah, can we get one of those?
As soon as it's released, please let me know.
Manifesting it right now.
Manifesting,
Yeah,
inshallah.
inshallah.
So, Dima, we wanted to get into who you were before you became this incredible designer, marketer, you do everything under the roof, like under the sun, and we just want to know who you were before that and what your aspirations were before getting into this field.
You know, it's funny you asked me that because I don't think I've really changed so much. I think what's changed is maybe the role, but always knew that I was going to do something. And I think that mindset has always led me to where I am now. I think being an entrepreneur in the way that I think is, I started off being really fearless. And I think if you take fear out of any equation, you actually realize what you can do. If you remove fear and you dream big and it sounds ridiculous, it happens. And so before I started this journey, I actually grew up in a hotel, because every year we were supposed to go back to Lebanon and we never did. And we were in furnished apartments. So hospitality came so naturally to me. And so when I graduated, I worked in hospitality and it was a very easy transition. And then fashion was just always a question. And I don't know what kind of things you research in the middle of the night, but I have the most random things I research. How tall someone was, or, you know, why did they do that? Or, you know, how many, you know, meters or kilometers are railroads, just random things. Yeah. And part of that was like, so how is it possible that not everybody can find clothes? And then suddenly this idea started brewing even more. Like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Okay, so I'm sure I'm getting it wrong. You're trying to tell me that a certain size doesn't have something to wear, to buy. And I left it. It just stayed.
Food for thought.
Yeah, and then when the time came when I needed to actually start, you know, looking for things or buying certain things, I was like, oh my God, that midnight thought has now become my reality. And that made me very sad, actually. It was very, very saddening. And, they always say that life happens through the cracks. And I really do believe that. So when you hear of a woman who had a breakup, like she's had the best album, or when you hear about like a woman who's struggling from something beautiful comes out of that. So that need or that sadness really developed into something that I wanted to do. And so removing fear out of it, I had no education in fashion, don't really have a background in it. My mother was an icon with fashion, Allah yarhama, and so, I did have examples of, people who knew how to dress beautifully. And I thought I'll give it a shot.
Amazing.
And that's how it all kicked off.
Wow, beautiful. So I think the big takeaway from this is to be fearless, like enjoy life, use your aspirations. Like, I think for me, I'm someone that's very like, I don't want to like step on people's toes, and I'm easily anxious, and I'm really learning like being in the spotlight on social media. It teaches you a lot. You have to deal with hate. You have to deal with people telling you no. So rejection was really difficult for me, but it seems like for you, you took all of those and created it into something so beautiful. And I feel like that's such an inspiration for so many beautiful women out
I think
there.
you don't need to step on anyone's toes to do you.
Yeah.
Doing you, they're your toes.
Yeah.
They're nobody else's toes.
It's very true.
And they're your footsteps and they're your paths.
Yeah.
You can get inspired by a lot of people. I mean, definitely, I don't think that the top I'm wearing is God's gift to a brand new creation. Naturally, I've been wearing clothes all my life. So surely there has been something that inspired me to generate where we are now.
Yeah.
But I do think that you make your own path, and you decide how you want to move it and how you want to try. I also think that trying will really tell you if you love something or not. You're not going to know if you don't try. So that's part of the thing why I say always remove the fear, because there's so many reasons why not. But there's also so many reasons why you should.
Yeah.
And I think, that what if, get it out of your system, try it out. Do your R&D, get a better understanding of the dynamic of it. I think a lot of people have a perception that fashion is so beautiful to look at, but behind the scenes, it's a very, very brutal business. And it's really not for the faint-hearted, and it's definitely not for somebody who wants to just pass his time or her time. It's a business.
Yeah, full time.
That involves so much. And the end result is, basically 10% of the overall story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially when it's something that you've built from the ground up. I mean, this is your baby. From what I'm hearing, you didn't create your brand because you loved fashion and this was a passion and you wanted to create these amazing pieces. You created it because you seen that there was a gap in the industry and you said, but why is this gap here? This gap should not even exist. Let's fix this problem. And even though you sat there and you said, this top is not God's gift. When I wear a piece of clothing, it's all about the confidence that I feel. Mm-hmm. When I wear clothing, there's something about it that just makes me feel so powerful. Silhouettes of clothing, like I love like a broad shoulder. It makes me feel like I'm walking into a room and I can own it. How a material feels on my body, it makes me feel like feminine and kind of like I can conquer the world.
Clothes are armor,
Yeah. Perfect example. Of what
they
you just
really
said.
are armor. And I think that many a times when you wear something, you need to feel good in it. Because suddenly, without you noticing, there's that element of confidence that comes with feeling good in what you're wearing. Mm-hmm. And you see the women who are like pulling the pants down and the skirts so tight and pulling this up and doing that. You can tell they're uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that their energies become all over the place. But how you feel in clothes is everything. And actually, that's exactly what I always ask anybody who buys from me. How did it feel? And when some women would say to me, oh, I met my husband wearing your dress, or, those are the things. It's like the feeling more than the actual dress. It's a feeling, how you feel in the clothes that you're wearing.
I read something the other day and it said, if you were to take away a woman's insecurity, half of the industry would collapse. And when you think about that, it relates to fashion, beauty, even social media, because the amount of trends that come and go, it makes you feel like you either need to fix something, change something, and it's not necessarily that you're lacking anything. It's just that these trends are forever evolving and changing, and we can't keep up with them. Now, saying that, I'm not saying like the fashion industry is negative, because of course it's beautiful, it's expressive, there's so much creation in it and creativity. But I feel like if women didn't have insecurities, a lot of these brands would collapse. And what stands out about your brand is I feel like you're not doing that at all. With these trends that are forever changing, how do you overcome the challenge with it?
So I think one of the things that's really important is to talk about inclusion. So I don't think I'm a brand that would advocate, as you are, you're beautiful and you're enough in the way that you are. I'm not a therapist and I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm definitely not a coach.
Yeah.
But what I am is I'm a brand that includes sizes. And I think that that's something really important is because we all deserve a moment in fashion because at the end of the day, as I mentioned about armor, you go to the gym, you need leggings. You go to, you need a sports bra. You go out to a meeting, you need a suit. You want to go out for dinner or a wedding and you need to wear a dress. So it's not just a want. It's actually a need. Clothing is a need.
Yeah.
The excess is a want, but the essence of it is a need. You need clothes to go out.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yes.
And I think that's the part that I wish to fill, is that any woman who needs to wear clothes, she can find something that would fit her predominantly in brand Dima Ayad. That's the essence.
And look beautiful at the same time.
In the hopes that
Yeah.
she feels great. Now, can I change confidence? A little bit, only because if you feel good in the dress, you exude that aura, whatever size you are.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to clothing and how I see it, I'm in the fashion space. I do have a very limited wardrobe. I find the need and the want to buy things that are timeless. So if I would buy, an expensive bag or a timeless bag, whether it's Bottega or otherwise, that's going to last me a long time. I think of clothes in the same vein. I'm not going to buy jeans every day. I'm not going to buy a top every day. I'm not going to buy... So whatever I actually have is somewhat timeless. And so that's the mindset I live by when I create, is if you look at an item, you won't think, oh, that was 2024 and it looked good just then. No, it's something you can wear all the time. I also do carryover opportunity where many a times, I would carry over the piece in different colors and I'd bring it in different dimensions. So people always feel that whatever they have from us, they can wear all the time. It's our version of circular economy. It's our version of sustainability.
I love that. It's kind of like you're bringing this piece into a new collection.
Correct. And there's always one or two or three, actually. We always bring them back so that people don't feel like, oh, whatever they have in their wardrobe from Dima Ayad is outdated. I don't want that. I love them to buy the newness, but I want them to know that what they have is still very wearable.
Everlasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
From the outside, you're always traveling. Your journey looks incredible and very effortless. What would surprise people about your current reality?
Wow, very good question. I don't have it all figured out. That's one fact. I also don't know how my day is going to go. And whatever I plan, I think 30% of it comes true. And I think that what defines being put together is being okay with any storm and knowing how to get out of that. And, they always say to you that it's not what happens to you, is how you handle it. And I think that's really part and parcel of what that is. There's a long road ahead. Sometimes it would be really great if I took a step back and I thought, oh, this is great. But you don't see that when you're in it. You kind of just keep rolling. And in the fashion space, actually even in the hospitality space, there's a lot of travel. And there are times I'd wake up just for 5 seconds to remind myself where I am. And I only pick up the phone when, or post something when I'm not necessarily trying to showcase the positive side of it, but when I actually have a minute to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I like telling the truth about things. I like people knowing that, it is not effortless.
Yes.
Oh my God. There's a lot that goes on. And even though you do have a team, something about entrepreneurship that, whoever is an entrepreneur out there can really relate to me when I say to you, the buck stops with you.
Yeah.
So true.
Big time.
Nadia and I were speaking about this earlier, and I told her I am terrible at delegating tasks.
You love to micromanage.
Yeah, I'm a very impatient person, whereas if I've asked someone to do a task and it's taking them a little bit of a while, I'm guilty of thinking to myself, I could have done that in 5 minutes. So I then take on the task and I tell myself in my mind, I just have a million tabs open and I say, I'll just do it. I'll do it. So that's something that I personally need to work on. What is something that you think you struggle with?
That my thoughts, sometimes I don't articulate them enough to translate into what I want.
Okay.
So it's in my head a lot. And, similar to you, if it's not done fast enough, I'll just do it. But it's because I'm running out of time. When I have time, I will be patient enough to give that person the opportunity to, give me what I need.
Yeah.
And also, I think the part that I think that has taken me a lot of time to absorb, I think Gordon Ramsay said it the other day. He said something about not just listening, but absorbing feedback. And more importantly, be happy with feedback, enjoy feedback. Feedback has always been that dark place, like when you ask somebody, what do you think? And you want them to say what you think they think, and thinking that it's all bells and whistles.
Positive.
And then that there's always just this one comment on social that stays with you. That comment is a joyful one for me now. It wasn't before. Like, I enjoy hearing what
constructive
I can
criticism.
do best. I wouldn't even call it criticism. I would call it feedback, because criticism is already a negative connotation.
yeah.
Yes, it's so true.
I would take it as feedback, and I really would enjoy the orientation behind feeling the power of good feedback. Your zip doesn't go up, or, why do you always think of tall women and we're not tall, or,
Not have thought about.
Me too, because I'm tall. So the reality is, when you think of design, you start somehow thinking of yourself without noticing. It's just uncontrollable.
Absolutely.
And then when you realize that you're selling clothes to so many women of all shapes and sizes, you rejig your brain and realize, okay, if she's short, this isn't going to work. If she's tall, this is too short for her, or whatever else. And those are all the thoughts that have shaped me from feedback.
Right.
And feedback is everything to me today. Everything.
It's incredible because your brand is so inclusive, right? So you have to really start thinking like, wait, what does that mean? Like, there's people, like you said, that are tall, that are short, that are a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller.
It's so interesting because as consumers, we just don't think about these things.
I just look for my size. I'm like,
Yeah.
38, European, great, but check
From
out.
every single brand, that's how you shop.
Yeah.
That's actually so challenging to have to try and tick all the boxes. So of course, there's going to be feedback from positive to negative to everything, and you can't please everyone.
You can't please everyone. You try, but I hear it loud and clear,
Yeah.
and I enjoy hearing it. So if it's too long, it could be shortened. That's not something I can control. But if it's too short, I can't make it longer. Sometimes we even bring the dress back from the States.
Wow.
We fix it for her. We send it back. Because it's also a personal challenge for me. I want to know, why didn't it work?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong? Tell me. And I learn from that. That's just amazing learning given to you by someone who's actually telling you what they think.
And if one person has that struggle, several other women might have that struggle.
And they wouldn't
too.
say anything. So the ones
Exactly.
that do,
Thank you.
I say thank you. I say thank you a lot.
Beautiful. Dima, initially I wanted to ask you what your everyday looks like, but I feel like every day looks different for you. So instead, I would love to ask you, what keeps you grounded?
Wow. What keeps me grounded? Funnily enough, Dubai grounds me with how loud and amazing and dynamic this city is. You have everything here, right? You have things from souks to people to, different people from all walks of life. And I sometimes wonder, and I look around me and I think, what got this guy here? What got her here? Why did she come here? What brought her all this way to be a CEO, to be a waitress, to be a housekeeper, to clean glass. And I just think that we all have a different journey. And I think, at the end of the day, we're all human. And that really, really, really grounds me. Also, family grounds me. My sister, my niece and nephew, because I remember who I am all the time. I never forget who I am. And I always remember how I started. And I see people in their journey coming forward. And it's a journey that, God, so much happened.
Yeah.
And I look at that. I look at them. I look at me. And I realize, it's so great to know how you started and how you're evolving. And this business grounds you because it's not bells and whistles. It's not at all. I'm not discouraging anyone from doing it. I just want everybody who wants to do it to know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, warning.
For me, ignorance was bliss because I never studied fashion. But had I known, maybe I wouldn't have. It's so much. And so I think all of that really, really does ground me. Did I answer your question?
Beautifully. Better than I could have expected. I thought you were going to say, I touch grass. Some people throw this random answer because they don't know how to answer it. What is something you're so incredibly proud of yourself for accomplishing in the last year?
I would say I'm really proud of the fact that the brand is now in Selfridges in London.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. So that was really heartwarming. Another thing I would say that was very heartwarming was when Sarah Jessica Parker came to Dubai, and she wore 5 of our outfits.
Wow.
5 in 2 days, actually.
Beautiful.
And what was amazing about that wasn't just the fact that she wore them. Like, how did we get to her office? How did they email us? That was just joy. How do people get to know? You start to think,
where did you hear about me?
Like, it's not like I've got like PR agencies around the world or anything, but how did we get there?
Yeah.
And wow, the power of whatever we're doing and whatever Dubai is as well.
Yeah.
They knew. And that's for me pretty amazing. I'm proud of that. I have some very interesting names in my inbox too at the moment. And I look back and I think, I saw her on television and she's sending me an email and this is ridiculous. And I vetted the email and it's true. And it's like, really? But how?
Yeah, do you think you have imposter syndrome?
I you know what I think? A friend of mine, Amin, always tells me, he's like, why do you always get surprised? I'm like, because you know what? If I start to feel like it's expected, I'll never enjoy these mini moments.
Absolutely.
Because it's true. It never becomes normal for me to get such an email. It's never normal for me when I see a woman wearing my dress. Somebody I don't know. I have no idea who these people are, where they live, what their stories are. It's not someone who knows someone. I look at them on Instagram and there's nobody in common from the 90 or whatever odd thousand people that, I engage with. I think, God, how do you know about me?
Yes.
It's amazing.
This is... never gets old.
This is the beauty
Ever.
about social media, is that the world is huge, but you have access to discover a brand that is halfway across the world.
Big time.
Music that is halfway, that's not even a
That's
language
something
that
that
you
always
speak.
fascinates me is music. I think to myself, even in the 70s, how that transcended and everybody was listening to ABBA and the Beatles and how is this possible? My mom was singing it and somebody all the way in America was singing it. It's really?
How did that even transpire?
But this is also such a testament to how humble you are as a person, because those mini moments they never become so real. It's always surreal to you that oh my God, how did it reach there? Or how did this person discover me? So that says a lot about you as well.
The key in this business or any business or anybody who's doing anything, to always be open to learning, to always be open to knowing that you don't know it all, because you don't. Even there are 100 million podcasters out there. There are 100 million designers out there. You learn. Every day you learn, I think. Every day. And anybody who stops learning in a job should leave it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really, really think if they know it all, they should just leave it.
Who are your biggest inspirations?
I always thought my mom was, and I never knew how much she was until she passed. Thank you. I cannot even begin to explain to you how I backtrack and rework my steps in a way and hear her in my ears telling me certain things or understanding why she did what she did or behaved the way she did for whatever reason. She's a huge inspiration to me. Another one I would say really is my sister Mirna, because we are two sisters. We're just the two of us. And we're 2 years and 2 months apart. When you hear our voices, we sound exactly the same. But we're very different in our characters and the kind of things we want in life. But there is no other person who has witnessed my life more than my own sister, right?
Absolutely.
And we speak all the time. We're constantly together. And why it's inspiring is because we both grew up in a very similar way, and how she's evolved and developed and done magic things, and I have as well, but very differently. Seeing her constantly do what she said she was going to do makes me also commit to what I want to do.
I love that. It's like you're forever challenging each other.
But without even trying.
Yeah.
Like it's never been a mandate where, you're doing, I should do. No, it's like she's doing what she said she was going to do. I'm doing what I said I was going to do. And so we just go in that parallel, and I love that. I think it's like, as we say in Arabic, it's a batiha, it's a watermelon, meaning that you never know what you're going to get.
Very true.
You have siblings who are friends. We got lucky with that.
Yeah.
There are others who are formal siblings, and that is what it is, but they're still siblings. I think I got lucky with that. I got really, really, really lucky with that, to have the two in one, sister and friend in one.
It is a blessing.
It is more than anyone can understand, to really have a person.
It's kind of like your soulmate.
Big time, or like from the tone of your voice. What? What?
Especially so her sister is currently studying in Canada, so you're not seeing each other, but when you're on the phone, you could just tell if there's something up.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Like she is like my life soulmate, and I'm like, in every lifetime, like I would always choose you to be my sister, because you're the only one that really understands me to my core, and I know I can tell you anything, and you might judge me a little, but you won't judge me for life in the same way that like a friend or, someone, an outsider would.
And she would always give you her unfiltered opinion.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit too unfiltered. I mean, can you just filter just a
I
little
know,
bit?
but that's the problem, is that their feedback is what lingers with you most.
Absolutely.
It's actually not everybody up for me. I mean, like, I'm, with all my love and respect to everybody, I'll take what you're saying, I'll absorb it, and I'll throw it out the other ear. When it comes to my sister, freaking lingers.
It marinates, honestly.
Staying inside, and then we have to have a blowout about it before it can like pass. My entourage of friends are so inspirational that I learn from them all the time. How you were saying you learn from each other.
Yeah.
I really think that's something so valuable and necessary. The perception of toxicity was always been talked about by partners. It's never been spoken of by friends or surroundings. And I think that when you have a very beautiful, inspirational group of people, without noticing, you are being pushed to do the right thing.
You've worked across the world in international campaigns, regional campaigns, and what was the first moment that you really felt like, okay, I've kind of made it, I can do this, I can continue with this, because you never had a background in fashion, PR, you've always been incredible at that. But when did you feel like, okay, this could be good?
I mean, I would say a few moments. One of them was the fact that when I was on Net-a-Porter, I always think, okay, getting in is one thing, staying in is another. When we passed the first 2 seasons and we did very well, then I knew, okay, we've got an international market, we're on an international stage, we're now speaking big business. When buyers keep coming back, you know that you're in a good position. And then till now, I still am uncomfortable. I'm never like fully comfortable. And I do this little nervous dance because you never know. You're only as good as your last season. And everything is the same. If you walk into Chanel today, you like what you see. Next season, you don't like what you see. It doesn't mean you don't like Chanel anymore. It just means that what you've seen isn't really for you. Buyers think of things the same way. So you need to be mindful of that. And then also, like, when I really think I could say I'm getting there, because I don't think I've made it. I want to be clear about that. Making it is a very different dimension than being on the global playing field. So I am on the global playing field. Every other order of ours is not from the Middle East. And that is incredibly crazy. Brazil, I get like Hong Kong, someone in West Virginia, somebody else in
So
Seattle,
crazy.
someone in Swindon in the UK. And you're like, somebody in Sydney, Australia. Those drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. Googled my name, went on the website, placed an order.
SubhanAllah, it's incredible when you
that.
really think about how big the world is and people from every different corner know who you are.
Yeah, I don't even, maybe she's living in a suburb. She's not even in the middle of the city or knows of stuff. I don't know how, but the point is, how you feel you've made it is when people you don't know buy you.
Yes.
People don't know much about you.
And they're investing in you.
Correct.
Yeah.
They've never been to Dubai. There's no someone who knows me. I don't think I've done it much, to be frank with you, if I reverse roles. Don't know the brand, didn't hear about it from somewhere, research what I might want to buy, and then just bought something from a country I don't know much about. Like, I don't think I would do it, to be frank with you. And I wouldn't necessarily take a bigger risk. Like, if I couldn't find the size, okay, I would go on that website.
Yeah.
But there are things they're buying that aren't on anybody else's website. So that's the part that I'm like, oh my God, like they just came on and bought. Okay, wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the thing I consider a moment where I felt like, okay, we're going somewhere with this.
Interesting. As a buyer, I'm kind of the opposite, where I'm like, I don't know what this website is, but I like this and I'll get it. So maybe it is about like, as a consumer, like being a risk taker. So I guess your buyers are probably risk takers if they're in Virginia or in Sydney,
All these places.
Yeah, beautiful.
From your travels, I wanted to ask you, what is one of the places that you've been to and it's inspired you so much for your brand?
Every single time I go to London, I feel I leave a piece of me there and I come back. I've been going to London since I was 2. I love going there because, first of all, it's nostalgic to me. And every time nostalgia kicks in, things come up. I remember.
Creativity?
Yeah, my creativity comes up. Storylines come up. How I used to shop with my mom comes up. I walk down the streets and there are no two streets the same. 1 minute I'm in Soho, then I'm on High Street Cannes, then I get into Selfridges and I see things, then I go to the V&A. And now there's the Schiaparelli, exhibition. And everything inspires me. Walking down the street, seeing all sorts of people inspires me, all the time. So London is crazy good for me. Lebanon inspires me a lot. I'm from Lebanon. And so every time I go, I feel, even though I didn't live there at all, like I was, I grew up here. I left Lebanon when I was 2. But when I go to Beirut, there's something about the city that's like bubbling with who I am and how I feel and my affinity towards it. And seeing the women and seeing how they are and incorporating the globality of fashion with the warmth of the Arab world and having that join really, really is beautiful. And it's so inspiring to me. So much. So much. And actually, the most part of being inspired is planes. So one time I was stuck and I couldn't create and I was losing my mind and I wanted to finish this collection and I couldn't finish it. So I booked a flight to New York. I stayed awake for all the 14 hours.
Wow.
I drew the whole collection. I arrived in New York. I stayed 8 hours and I flew back.
That's crazy.
Dima, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever heard.
How do you go?
Planes do magic for me.
therapeutic
Oh my
for you?
God, so much. I don't know, being far, being away, being in the air, very limited Wi-Fi, distraction is not
Minimal.
much. Putting on some great music in my ears and just drawing it. I don't know, it just comes
I've
out.
never thought about that before.
Me neither. Next time I feel a creative block, I'm hopping on a plane.
Promise you. Planes,
goodness.
planes are a thing for me. Yeah, they're majorly a thing for me. I just feel something different on a plane. I also get very emotional on a plane, always.
Yeah,
I
same.
weep.
Me too.
And the best part about getting emotional is that all that inspiration comes out, as we said, things happen when you're emotional, and it happens to me on planes.
It's very true. It's like a release.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your body letting go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. I'm definitely going to take note of that.
Please do.
So if you're a creative and you have a block,
Get on
Hop
a
on
plane.
a flight. Dima, it has been so lovely having you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.
It's been beautiful learning about your story. I feel so inspired.
and we were just talking about how the one thing we want to do with every guest is take away like a little lesson. I feel like I didn't take away one little lesson. I feel like I have like a whole stack of cards of lessons that I can now take with me like further on into my journey. So thank you so much
Oh my
for
God,
all
thank
of your
you.
insight.
Oh, pleasure.
Beautiful story. Beautiful Dima. Gorgeous.
I know.
She's not wearing foundation. Can we talk about that, please, before we end
Dima,
the
first, before we end, I need to know, what is your skincare routine?
my
Mashallah,
God.
your skin is glowing.
You
And
look
also,
incredible.
I am someone who's obsessed with freckles. I draw fake freckles on myself all the time. And mashallah, you just have them everywhere. And I'm
Thank you.
Mashallah, you look amazing. I need to know your skincare.
So I don't do much at all, by the way. I'm very
Keep it simple.
So I use Augustinus Bader. I hope
Amazing
I'm saying
brand.
the
You are
thing the
saying it
same.
correctly.
I
yes.
still haven't tried it, which is crazy.
Incredible.
Excellent. And I put concealer, Shape Tape.
The best Tarte shade
Yeah,
tape. Oh my
Tarte,
God, amazing.
but the illuminating one.
Yes.
And then I put a blush from Benefit. I think it's
Oh,
Hula
okay.
Caramel.
Amazing. My favorite. I'm wearing it right now.
And I have my beloved Mina Sheikhli mascara on. I think that's it. I'm not big on makeup. I'm not big on, even in my shoots and all the campaigns we do, I don't
It is very
do-
minimal. That's
don't
what I
like
love about it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like much. I think, who you are should just come out. And if you see me in the morning or you see me in the evening, I look the same.
I love that.
You don't need it.
And no
Honestly,
face
you don't need
app.
it, mashallah.
Yeah, I know.
No face
Yeah,
app.
you're like, no.
I'm
Enough
really
of
not.
the filters.
Can't
Honestly,
do the face
please
app
stop.
thing. It just makes me crazy.
Thank you so much again, Dima. We really enjoyed our time here with you at the Coffee Club. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Coffee Club. We will see you every Wednesday. I said that so wrong, but it's okay.
See you guys.
Hi guys, take care.